And we are back. We had that untimely crash. Kind of hard to do videos in Onigashima when there's stalls everywhere and stuff, but things needed to be done. So last video, lots of progress. The scammers' sales are down. The counterculture of dropping stalls that say scam is up. Put down friendship items en masse for cheap numbers. Talk to lower level players. Keep screenshots of conversations you have with this guy. You know, all that good stuff. Lots of tips were put out. Lots of it common sense. Lots of it just economic mindset. Things to do. We gave out the names of his PSN. So if ever you are looking at the stalls, seeing how the scams are going or whatever, you're just curious, you're walking around the area, or maybe even at peak times, like late at night or early in the morning when you think he might, or someone might be putting out a bulk load of stalls. Some PSNs you want to look out for. These are this guy's PSNs. They are, let me scroll down here, I have them. They are Saki, Fujita, Gold Ninja God, Unicorn, Star God, and Crazy Ninja King. Also, there's another person scamming, his name is Andre Ninja BR. Feel free to just boycott, even blacklist the person, he's kind of annoying. Go for that. At the beginning of the stream, you said you needed me for something. Oh, I said, if at all possible, I would appreciate it, since you were in contact with the guy, if you could like contact either, if you could contact, like, my apologies, if you could contact Cyberstep on like the PS4 Cyberstep, like .com, like using a support ticket, or on Facebook or on Twitter, like start a conversation with them, say, hey, there's some, like, how would I approach it if I were to send Cyberstep a message on Facebook or Twitter or on a support ticket or something? I would say, hey, I play Onigiri on PS4, and right now there is some guys, or there's a guy scamming new players into buying like friendship items for like hundreds of OC, telling them that if they buy the stuff, they'll level up instantly. Like, he's ripping them off, and, you know, talk about that. Say, like, I tried to approach this guy, telling him to stop his stuff, and he's just been very, very vulgar and threatening, and just, you know, like, he's making new players quit, stuff like that. You would stay away from their social media. They have been known to bite back if you're too aggressive with them, so I'd be very casual about it. Like, ask them if there's anything you can do. Ask them if there's anything you can do as a player. Like, say, hey, this stuff's going on, we don't like it. Lots of new players are putting in money, getting ripped off, and quitting. We don't like that. Is there anything I can do as a player to combat this? Or is there anything you guys can do about this guy? His PSNs are, you know, he's got a couple PlayStation accounts. They are ... Like, send screenshots of the stalls, of the alts, you know, all that stuff. You know, but be civil with it. See if there's anything they can do. And one voice might not be super strong enough, but if we can gather, you know, 10, 20 people who will want to put in a ticket or send their regards, then perhaps we'll start seeing some action. You know, if need be, tell them, like, I don't know how he does it, but his stalls are just always up on multiple accounts. Like, you know, say like they're always there. It's not just they're there till he logs out. Like, it's just constantly they're there. You know, I think it's a good step we can take, and if enough people take it, well, they gotta give an answer. But I'd be really curious about their stance on it. Like, I would like to know how they feel. I don't think we're about to tell them their game sucks. We're just saying that, yeah, someone's exploiting this thing here. And normally this wouldn't be a problem, but people are falling for it, and I don't like that in my community. Like you just got to approach them as a human being. Don't try to approach them business-wise, or be as cordial as you can, be as nice and courteous as you can. But at the same time, customer service people, because that's who's working there, they love it when people are human with them. You know, state your issue, state what's going on, state your concerns, and, you know, be human about it. Because trust me, when you're in a job where you have to talk to customers, nothing's better than talking to someone with common sense. That's the best. Don't just go in there, say 3 words, and expect something to change. Like, you got to go in there and just be like, hey, this stuff's going on, and it's, you know, it's bad for our community, and, you know, run that spell check, and just tell them what's up. Report it. And like I said, in-game, we can drop our counter stalls. Like, we have the anti-scam stalls everywhere. Sell friendship items and basic stuff for the lowest price possible. Because I'd rather see someone get ripped off for 1 OC than someone get ripped off for 300 OC. You know what I mean? Like, this shouldn't even be an issue in this game by now. But when you have someone who doesn't care about the community, then they're going to attack the community. The high level community on PS4, like, we've known each other for like years, and I don't think many of us would do that. The only people I've really been seeing doing this are people who just don't care. Like, this guy, I've talked to him, he hasn't played since 2015. He comes back, there's trading, and now he's trying to scam people. That other guy, Andre Ninja, he hasn't played in 2 years. He comes back, he's like, oh, and he's just on board with it. Yeah, like, that's an issue too. When you're talking to them, ask them, like, can you send over a GM to look at this stuff? Like, it's kind of unacceptable. Like, that's an approach I didn't think of. That's probably really important. Like, our lack of GMs kind of sucks. Like, I'm not saying that we should have a GM that's constantly poring over bazaars, and if he sees like 99 friendships going for 1, to like tell people, hey, put that down. I don't want no authoritarian bazaar like overseers. I'm just saying, like, if there's an obvious scam going on, people saying, like, you know, because GMs could look at this, they could see someone drop this stuff down, look at their PSN and be like, hey, take those down or I'm going to temporarily ban you or whatever. You know, if that happened, like, that'd be great. Like, let evil be punished. Yeah. Like, this is a much more pressing issue for a GM than DCing and crashing. That's just game infrastructure. They can't really do anything about that on their level. But with their power, they could instigate a lot of anti-stalldom. Or not anti-stalldom, anti-scamdom. Furthermore, some things I'm going to do that I've been thinking of is I'm going to put out a more formal video in the near future. Maybe even later today or tomorrow. And it's just going to go over, like, it's going to be like the most clickbaity title. I'll put a thumbnail. Like, I'm going to try and get this one a lot of views. And it's going to be a new player's guide to Onigiri, like a straight up what to do, what not to do for players. Like, for new players. Like, I'm going to tell them, like, EXP dungeon levels you up. There's no other way to do it. Like, So much stuff. Like, I'm going to go over like what to buy, what not to buy, what to look for, what not to look for. I'm going to give our newer players a chance, because a lot of my videos are more garnered towards the experienced players, things like that. A lot of it's a lot of streaming now, and I think that's fun, but at some point we got to just do you know, we can't forget about the new generations. Hi Force, could you help me? I returned to the game after a few years and I got my level 115 Seeing XP Dungeon. I need to know what... Okay, so your comment got cut off, Force, but I'm listening. So it got cut off as after I need to know. Not directly, no. I said I talked to some people and they've taken it down and you've joined our side now. You're against it. But nothing specifically. So what sort of gear should I work towards? Okay. So so you got your 115, right? So generally you're going to want the 3 115s, so the Storm, the Rhyme, and the Nova. Work towards those gargoyles. But as for your mags, generally you're going to want what the 105 mags are called. So they're called 105s because you need to be level 105 to use these Magatama. Like for example, Spear, it's Thunderquake, Sword, it's Sky Rendering, Talon Breaker for Wand. Like there's one for each class. You're generally going to want to play one class at a time. You're going to want 3 of those mags and then a 4th mag that has Skill Force or Affinity, something like that. You know, look around, peruse the stalls. You're probably going to see a lot of good mags there. And you don't have to buy them there, but you can look at those mags that people are selling, see if they're good for you, and then go to the good old wiki, look them up and how to get those. That would probably be the best approach to getting good in the game, is just look at other players. If you see a high level player, look at their profile, see what they're wearing, and look at what they need to do to get that stuff, or what you need to do. A lot of high tier weapons are all wardings, but generally the 115 gargoyles and the 115 dragonarchs are really going to help you out on your journey. Once you get those, you can pretty much do everything in the game. So that's where I'd start for first. That's what you want to go for. After that, then you're going to want to specifically build yourself for certain wardings. Like you're going to need like Rain or Wind for Eldritch, or Rain and Dark for Odin. You know, things like that. Yep, no one's coming for you, Carol. No one's coming for you. You're very welcome, Force. I wish you well. I wish you well. Where did my stall go? Oh, my stall crashed. I think that'd be really cool if they had Vanguard weapons. I would love that. Like, I really think they should do that. Just do, like, every month, put out 2 Vanguards. If they just put up, like, a couple Vanguards and then, you could just talk to them, do some missions for them, and get a weapon from them, sort of like the Blue Moon Blade, but it comes with a unique Ogi on it. I think that'd be so cool. Would I still be alright? Would you still be alright if you explained it? Well, alright, so, okay. So, Caro used to be in league with the scammer guy, and then he broke ways with him. He saw how all the things were going on, how the community was reacting, and he stopped. He didn't have much sales as this guy. Like, you know, you got to give someone a chance. Like, we caught, when we caught Nick, he just kept going with his bullshit. That's our scammer guy. But then when Carol found out about it, he just stopped doing it. He put his stalls away. He swore off it. He apologized. He bought things off other people. He gave money back to community. And he's done with it. So he's apologized to a lot of people. He's in the stream right now. I forgive him. You know, he's just... It's really tempting to get caught into a bad place. But he's out of it now. He's fighting with us. And that's what he'd like me to say. You know, he privately apologized to me. He's apologized to other people. You know, you see something, it works. There's a lot of us, we see like an item selling and then we get it and it's whatever. Good. Everyone should be a thorn in his ass. Absolutely. Yeah. But as I was saying near the beginning of this video, I think the best approach to it is I need to make like a nice formal video telling people a new player's guide to bazaars, new player's guide to not getting scammed. Specifically videos like that where it's going to be less stream style, less open discourse like we have now, and it's going to be more of a hands-on, you know, almost like a teaching session, like the old Aurogiri. And we're going to go over like how not to get scammed, things to do once you start, things to avoid, all that stuff. Because I believe if we can make the newer... Now here's the problem, is not all new players are going to go straight to Aurogiri. However, if there's someone who gets burned by a scam, they're going to go online and be like, what the fuck's going on? I'm like that. If something fucks me up in a game, I go online and I go look up why, like if anyone else is mad, like if something pisses me off in a game, I go online and look for forums, see if other people are mad. I do that, and I believe other people will do that too. If people get burned, they're going to go look for a beacon online or something, or they're going to talk to players about it. Like people, when people get hurt, they let other people know, like, because they don't want other people to get hurt. So I want to be like that educational little beacon for people who need answers. They want to know stuff. I want that. So I want to make those videos. Yeah. And why I believe that's a really good approach is because, you know, stopping bad habits and stopping things from happening is mostly derived from good education beforehand. Like, you know, you can't stop a burn once it's already happened, but you can tell your child don't touch the stove. You know, like, that's why, like, for example, sex ed is really important in schools so that kids don't just, like, walk out of a party with, like, 18 STDs or, you know, like, you gotta educate kids. Like, you know, in some places where they don't even have sexual education, like, there are people, like, there are young women who will end up getting pregnant and they'll be like, well, I didn't know sex led to pregnancy. And this is a real thing. Like, it's a kind of an extreme example, but if you don't educate people while they're young or while they're infantile about the dangers of permanent actions, then they're not going to know not to make them. They're going to want to learn by experience. Now, some people are feisty or stubborn and they won't listen to people no matter what you say until they get burned themselves. But, you know, the best defense we have against people getting scammed is to educate our player base. The more educated you are, the less chance someone can take advantage of you. You know, that's generally my thought process towards this. So hopefully through making all these videos and getting us to, you know, advocate against this, countering with stalls, flooding the market, all these techniques, telling Cybercept, educating the new players, I'm hoping through those avenues we can put a stop to this and make it so that it's just impossible for scammers to succeed in general. And it doesn't stop here. It doesn't stop with him. When we beat him and he's done, that's great. But if it comes back, we're going to know what to do. Because evil comes in many different forms. Whether it's greed or any sin or anything, you know, evil has its ways. But if we know how to combat it, it cannot grow. And that's why he targets the lower levels who don't know anything. Because, you know, that's what you do. That's why in some countries they make it illegal to market towards children, because, you know, children don't know better. And, you know, even though the people behind the screens aren't all children, but when someone's level 3, they're level 3. They don't know the game that well. Yesterday, I'll tell you an example. So yesterday, my friends over, they were playing a game on their phones called Fire Emblem Heroes, and I've heard about it. It's like a Fire Emblem Lite version, very similar to like Fate Go and stuff. And my friends were playing it, so I said I'm gonna play it too. And my friend came over and he said, "All right, I'm gonna teach you what you need to do to like roll good." It has a similar gacha system to Onigiri and stuff. He's like, "I'm gonna teach you what you do to do good," and he taught me about pity mechanics. Like that game has a mechanic where if you roll a bunch and you don't get anything, you get a secret multiplier towards your next thing. So he told me about that, and he said, what you're going to do is you're going to roll, and if you don't get anything good, we're going to delete your data, and you're just going to keep going, because the game gave you, like, free, like, OC to roll with. And he said, we're just going to keep doing that until you get something good. But he didn't know that I was Aurelia, and I got the best thing in the unit in my second roll, and he was just like, what the fuck? And he got really mad. He's like, well, you're done. You don't need to reset all these times. And then I got like 3 more, and he's like, fuck this. He's like, I spent 500 of these orbs to get things, and you got it in your first 2. Fuck. But basically what he did was he taught me all these techniques to be better at the game before, you know, before I got burned and messed things up. Oh, your mom was like, why is he talking about this? Well, it's because, you know, it's an extreme example to draw your attention into a smaller scale issue and extend it from beyond that point. You know, like, no one's gonna care if I say, if we have all this pollution in the forest, if you pollute this pond, you're gonna kill 2 frogs. No one's gonna care. If I say you pollute the ocean, you're gonna kill like 50,000 turtles, someone's gonna care. Like, if we pollute the whole forest and it's gonna make a species of cute cuddly bears extinct, people are gonna be like, fuck no, those are our cute cuddly bears. And then, but people don't care about the bugs. You know, it's weird. See, Eva cares. Eva cares. It's gaming channel. The poor frogs. Yeah. 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 Phone games are pretty crazy because you can sell accounts like that a lot easier. Absolutely. But what I'm just saying is you use like it's teaching through hyperbole. You use a grander example to shed light on a smaller scale example. That's why I'll go to pregnancy. Things that are permanent, things that can change your life, things that can, you know, hurt you, something on a much larger scale if you don't know how to approach them, and compare it to something much smaller that draws people's attentions but has parallels to a different issue. That's how you'd go about teaching something like that. It doesn't work all the time. You can't use it on kids. I can't go up to a 5-year-old and say, hey, this guy's selling you lemonade for $3, or I need to teach you the dangers of buying lemonade off the street, and then I'm going to go give him a big pregnancy example and STDs. I'm not going to do that to a kid. You can't do that to a kid. You're going to do that to people that relatively know what that's about. And, you know, that's just me ranting, but that's generally like the philosophy of it. Now, there's a whole bunch of holes in what I'm saying, but, you know, fuck it. It's just a shock value to teach people. I'm having way too much fun in a video about anti-scamming. That's one of his accounts too, is seizures. That's one of his alts. I saw them. I followed them around the other day. And Kikar, look at this fucking bullshit. Look at it. Look, it's just garbage. And that's how it should be. Like, we should look at this shit and laugh. We should. That's what I've been doing the whole time. But it became an issue when, you know, it's all fun and games until somebody loses an eye. And that's how it goes. Like, we should laugh at this shit. This guy's retarded. There's no way. But everyone's jaw drops and gets silent when, like, the most retarded thing they can do works. Works! Like, it's like, ah! And we're like, oh no, this is bad. This is bad. There are people stupid enough or malinformed enough to fall for this. So when people say, like, no, it's not just a joke, Jericho. It's not just a joke. I've talked to this man. I've seen his screenshots. If it was a joke, he wouldn't go up to someone and call them a cunt, N-word, motherfucker, and tell them to go suck his dick about all this stuff. But, well, you need to tell him to fuck off. I have too. But that's the thing. The joke can only go on so long. The joke can only go on so long. I'm not wasting much time at all. I'm having fun. I'm making videos. I'm talking to the community. It doesn't take me but a fraction of my time to do something about it. Yeah, they'll do that right away. I know he is, but he's also very two-faced. Should I send you screenshots? let me take 3 seconds. So I sent you some stuff on how he's really like, but yeah, that's exactly right. Like, I've been in parties with him before. I thought he was a cool guy, but then he just turns around and he turns into a friggin' shit-eating asshole. Oh, it's bad. These scams are killing me. Exactly. Not only are they bad for new players, but they also lag our game. They lag Onigashima. But yeah, that's the basest way to put it. They are killing the game. For new players who come in, they want to have fun, they see a scam, they buy into it, they get ripped off, they delete the game, they're gone for good. They could have been the next 125 god tier player, but they got ripped off early, so they said, fuck this game, I'm gonna go play a different game. It does. Like, it does, but it doesn't, but it should. Because we care about our game. That's what bugs us. Like, yeah. Yeah, that's Demon God Nick. That's every little stall you see here. Seizures, God weapons, instant level 100, that's all him. He has 4 accounts. I don't know which one you're talking to him on. But his name is Fuck Ass Cross or something. What's his name? His name is Kurosu Cross. That's it. Yeah. Yeah. He changed his name recently. Scooby Snacks, how you doing? So, I'm gonna ask you if I have this right. So your accounts are Saki Fujita, Gold Ninja God, Unicorn Star God, and Crazy Ninja King. Tell me if I'm wrong. Or you can tell me if I'm right. That's great too. But you see, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna start ripping you off by taking your business away, by counter selling you. And that's gonna be more fun, because it's much more fun to tackle a bad guy and watch him crumble and fall than it is to not do that. I mean, we'll ban you from the stream time and time and time and time and time again. True. True. But I can't wait till Cybercept does it permanently. Oh, we know. If you don't even have Onigiri anymore, great. Good riddance. Whoa. Oh, hey, Karo. Oh, wait. Oh, sorry, Scooby. I think you're a different... Wait. Oh, are you Scooby? Fuck. Ah, so it comes full circle. I remember this now. I remember this now. No, I just get so many people in the streams, I forget who people are. I'm so confused right now. Yeah. Yeah. Fuck, I just like blanked out. I have no idea what just happened for like 5 minutes. Fuck. The Lextrus is doing God's work. But if we got the wrong guy, thinking Scooby's him, then I apologize. I just thought he made another account. Nah. Only Eva gets my Jigglypuffs and my pearls. I'm stuck. Okay, I'm free. So I don't know, guys. So I feel like we've addressed every issue. Like, as of right now. Like, main thing I wanted to say is that his sales are down. What we're doing is working. I'm gonna make another video in the future. I should do something? Well, we have counter stalls. What happens is every single stall he has, there's a counter stall to fight it. So whenever you see all these stalls, half of them are good and half of them are bad. But like I said, I am going to make the guides for newer players. Hopefully they'll catch on. What we could do is after I make those guides, let's say I'm going to be AFK for a while, I'll probably just drop a character here with a message on my head like these guys, and it's just going to link them to my channel. And it'll explain how to not get scammed and stuff. Advertise that video. I think that'd be a good time. And yes, we should report him. By sure. Report him for what? For one, scamming. One, scamming, two, glitching, and three, lagging Oni. Yep, 4, impersonation. 5, being an asshole. What? Didn't he make me a night sky? Originally, yeah. Before I knew he was doing all this stuff, I was carrying him in Yogg so we can get knowledge mags, and he was going to give me a night sky. But, existing. But, after all this came about, I don't want him to get any of my OCs, so I don't care that he made me a night sky. He had, when I met him, he was in, Kaga, and he said, someone get me a knowledge mag, and I'll give them a night sky. I said, fuck yeah, I'll take a night sky. But honestly, if he thinks he can tempt me with a night sky, I can make 17 night skies right now if I wanted to. In what world would I, like at literal, like, triple temp is 130, like basically every weapon available to me, why would I, in any world, need someone's assistance to get a night sky? Like, it's just a good thing I was going to get it and I was going to sell it. Like, there's nothing he could literally offer me at all. I mean, I could put down a stall with a friendship item for like 1 billion, and if he wants to buy it, good on him. I don't know who's buying it. But, like, what I'm saying is there's nothing he has that could tempt me. Yeah, like a fucking night. Do you know I've sold like 4 night skies? Like, when I thought he was just in the business of making and selling night skies, like, I thought that was a great idea. That it is a great idea. You guys want to go to the next fucking level? Let's go. Night sky business, Aurogiri night sky business. We're going in. Every Saturday, we're going to run. Every Saturday, I'm available. I'm going to do some streams, and we're going to run some Dragon Arcs. And we're going to farm some night sky stuff. And we're going to make night skies. Because he likes to make night skies. That's his little thing. So he likes to sell this stuff, and he likes to sell night skies. So what are we going to do? We're going to over-fluctuate. We're going to flood the market of friendship items, and we're going to flood the night sky market as well. Because how do you fight crony capitalism? With another crony capitalism. So we're going to do it. We're going to start the Aurogiri Night Sky team, where we just fucking, I go in, I hit something with, like, yeah, he doesn't really make them, he buys them off people, and then he sells them back. But what we're going to do is we're going to flood the market with night skies as well. We're going to do that. Anyone who contributes is grateful. But, you know, how it's going to go is we're all going to make night skies. We're going to sell them budget. We're going to sell them at a decent price. You know, bows for $500-600 ish. We'll have to think on the business model for sure. But like bows, spears, any weapons that you have the night sky for that you're willing to make more of and just sell, they don't even have to sell. We just got to put them up for a good price, because he likes to sell night skies. Well, that's cool. Jewels are cool. But anyone who ran Gala has a shit ton of jewels. Just saying, it's the bones that are going to suck. The bones are going to suck a lot. But what we're going to have to do is build a counter night sky culture. And you know someone that'll make a night sky for min? Hand it over. You know. But I think generally for a night sky, I like to sell night skies for 700, but they don't usually go for 700. I've gone as low as 500. I think 500 to 600 is pretty average. But well, I don't know about that, but yeah, we're gonna make counter night skies. We're gonna overturn that market, and we're gonna overturn the friendship item market, and you know, we're gonna have to work together on all this and fight back money with money. It's like the only way. No scam, please. I like this one. Attaboy, Kite. Look at that. Look at this beautiful stuff. Cool. Bones are cool. Alright, gear, that's great. But one thing that you can notice is that there are a lot less stalls that are that's cool. But there are a lot less stalls that say like level 100 now. There's a lot less of the false advertising ones. You know, that's the big problem. You know, like I said before, normally if he would have just sold friendship items for a crazy ass price but didn't lie about what they did, I wouldn't have as much of a problem with this as I do. But the fact that he was trying to lie to people and scam them, that's what gets me going. You know, so I'm really happy that a lot of the, because that's the clickbaity shit that people are going to buy. You can't sell miracle drugs. You can't do it. Can't do it. Look at this. Beautiful. Yeah. And as I said before, if you got any contact with them, feel free to report them to Cyberstep and stuff. Well, thank you, Gear. I'm glad you guys all came. How did you get 400 OC unexpectedly? What time is it? Frick, I gotta eat something. I haven't eaten anything today. But what did you sell? What did you sell? Well, no one's reporting you. Like, no one's coming after you. You're not the guy. Check best item cheap here. Yeah, I don't know. Like, honestly, the only reason we're going so far as to report him is because, like, you only appeal to a higher power if what you're doing at your own level is ineffective. You know? It's good for people to always try and solve things themselves until it gets out of hand. And if it gets out of hand, then you go to the next higher power. You know, like if you're in school and a kid next to you steals your eraser and he won't give it back, and you ask him to give it back and he won't, you got to go to the teacher. Because, you know, you can't just fight him. But, you know, you always got to be civil before you go to the next level. I don't think they teach that enough in schools either. They always tell them, oh no, go to the teacher right away. Or go to the police right away. I mean, you should go to the police. That's a different issue. But I'm not saying go fight a mugger. But, you know. Like, if he would have stopped right away. Like, the day where... On the day where all the stalls went down... Yeah. But, Scooby, your message got cut off, so... Like, you'll have to finish it. But I know where you're coming from. But, like, the main thing I'm getting at is if on the day where he came out and he said he was feeling bad and he took it all down, had he actually just taken it all down and, like, not perpetuated what he was doing, if he would have just stopped lying about I don't care if he sells friendship items 3 for 10 or whatever, 3 for 50, but... If he's doing it under the guise of scamming people and lying about the product and false advertising, that's what's going to get me. That's what's going to get me going. If he would have stopped those practices and just, you know, stop trying to like scam people, I would have been fine with it. You know, if he would have just stopped. Like if he would have just stopped. Like that's what we want. We just want it to stop. We're not here to kill someone for doing it. But if they don't stop, then we got to go to the next level. You know, I'm not trying to be like super authoritarian, my way or your way or whatever, like my way or the highway, something like that. I'm just saying, like, it's clearly a bad thing. Well, you know, Jericho, I just murdered someone. I murdered them as a joke. Don't take it personally. I just murdered them. You know, it's a joke. Why are you getting mad? I just cut his eye out. It's funny. It's a jack-o'-lantern out of a person. You know, like whether you call it a joke or not doesn't change it. But context does matter. But it's different. Yeah, you stopped. That's what normally happens. But he didn't. That's the difference. You're different than him. Okay, man, the comments are going too fast. I can't even read them all. Well, I think the point of Divide Scooby, though, is like, especially with anyone who's a bully or a criminal or anything, like, societies nowadays tend to gear more towards rehabilitation, towards, like, the death penalty, let's say. So, what happens if you have a criminal that won't rehabilitate? They won't change their ways. If you let them go, they'll just perpetuate what they're doing, right? Let's say you're in that sort of situation. If you can't release them back into the public, like if someone is unwilling to change their ways or rehabilitate themselves or stop their malpractice, then what can you do? You have to go to the next level. But you said feedback, account, bug, or billing. I'm putting in-game currency over the well-being of a human being. Technically, but they are related. They are related. Like at the baseline, I just want new players who start the game, like, not to get ripped off and not want to play the game. Like, what he's doing is ruining the game for other players. Like he's directly doing it, and it's a potential thing. It's not like a one-to-one thing, but like he's ruining the experience for other players. And in my perspective, I feel like nothing ruins a game like this more for someone than if they put money into it just to lose it to someone else who's pulling the wool over their eyes. Like, through, yeah. In many of my streams. Yeah. You'd put it under player misconduct. That's the best one. Bug reporting / player misconduct. But I know where you're coming from. Like, but it starts here. Like, this is a clear issue. Like, yes, all the bullies should be punished and stuff, but well, I know what you're saying. Yeah, but he'll learn his lesson. Hopefully. Like, yes, the bullying is bad, but to be honest, no one ever really came to me asking in a defense of bullying. Like, the players who were bullied never really brought that to my attention. Like, I haven't been in a situation where someone has come up to me and has said, hey, X person is harassing me. Like, is there anything you can do about it? Like, that situation, to the best of my knowledge, has not come up. However, this debacle, this situation about players getting scammed and stuff like that, this was brought to me, and I decided to tackle it. So, yes, I would go after this issue, but going after it does not belittle past transgressions. If that makes sense. Like, I agree with Gear, we're doing things one at a time. We can't just, you know, it's like saying you can't solve, like, yeah. The Rift is its own thing, though. People go to the Rift. Like, people know what they're doing there. I don't know. But the thing is, yeah, you can't... I know what you're saying, but what do you want? Like, I know the points you're making, but... like, I can't... like, you gotta chop down one rotten tree at a time. Potentially. Well, yeah. And you can. We can. Like, but yeah. Like, that's the thing. Like, yes, we see it, but we don't, I'm not about to... Yeah. Well, yeah. He was entirely that. Yeah. Like, Circuit's been reported time and time and time again. Even though it wasn't me doing it, I've heard a lot of it. I was there when Kathmander was talking to him and she told him that we've seen the screenshots and told him to watch himself. You know, that was an issue where the GM was already involved. That wasn't something I wasn't going to jump into. Like, there are plenty of evils that go on in this game. Like, the worst of the worst of the worst of the things was what happened on PC. And on PC, what happened was there was an actual catfishing two players. One guy was like 20, 30 years old, some king guy, and he catfished this 14-year-old girl, and they went to on a car trip across the states, and they went to a hotel, and they went and, you know, the guy took a girl to a hotel who was like 14 years old, and he fucked her, and he went to jail for it. That's the real big shit. That's the big shit. That was on the news. Yeah. So who's this? That brings up another issue. Wasn't there a guy on this game named... Yeah. He's had his, like... Yeah. That was King William, yeah. Yeah, that was the bad guy. But the thing about Wet Wet, and... like... Wet Wet's gone because of mistrust, and he shared his account name. He shared his like login information with somebody else, and they deleted his account. But there's a difference between online dating a 14-year-old. Like, you know, if it's just a little flirtatious in a role play kind of way online, that's whatever. People are gonna do that. But when it's grown-ass men exploiting children for nude pictures online or things of that kind, that's the bad stuff. That's the bad shit. You know, if two people are gonna flirt around online, I don't care. But if it escalates to a real-world example, then it's bad. Like, if not an example, but a real-world situation, then it's bad. You know, like, maybe it's just our perspectives clash, and we have different priorities in how we see things, and that's perfectly reasonable, understandable. But, you know, people are people. We're gonna fuck with each other online. But when it goes beyond that point, then it's bad. Yeah. You know, there are tons of people who play this game who are, you know, people pretend to be the wrong gender and hit on people, whatever, it's all fun and games. But when it escalates beyond that point, then that's what matters. There's a line. You know, there's definitely a line. I can't believe the stream's gone for an hour. But yeah, that's a real major problem, the pedophile stuff. That was taken care of. That was beyond me, though. But the other thing is, this game's rated M for mature. There should be no one who plays this under the age of 17 years old. Like, by law, no one should be playing this game under 17 years old. As a common stance, it's assumed that everyone playing this game is an adult. Especially considering the gambling like the gambling aspects of the gacha. Let alone the ecchi level of it, and well, I mean, sexual stuff, that's a different debate, but just the general content of the game and the players you interact with, the game is mature. It's 17 plus. So if someone's on here and they're underage, I'm not trying to victim blame or anything, but if you're a young girl and you walk into like a bad part of town, like a friggin' brothel district or something, like, you know, there has to be some kind of self-responsibility. Like, if you're clearly underaged or immature and you're going into a place where you could potentially get hurt and stuff, then you know, it's pretty bad. It's the community is why it's mature and how, yeah, exactly. Now, not a lot of people like to say that you're just asking for it, but yes, you know, if I'm walking around with, like, okay, here's an example. So, not a lot of people know this, but in prison culture, what inmates will do if they're horny is if in prison, when prisoners are horny, what they'll do is they let their pants sag down a little bit and they leave their underwear up. And it's sort of seen in some gangster styles and stuff, but the saggy pants, yes. The saggy pants in prison culture is a sign to let the other inmates know that they're ready for some dick. You know, they're asking for, that's literally asking for it. So when a guy dresses like a slut, he's asking for it. That's what that is. You know, like there are signs. Exactly. Exactly. So one thing my mother always said is my mother will say, don't send the invitation if you don't want a party. So, you know, there's a reason there are no, like, there are no, like, there are no clergymen in a brothel. It doesn't happen, you know? What? That's what you told your lawyer? They still said you... I mean, if you rape the girl, you rape the girl, you know? That's doing it. That's an action, you know? If I have a sign on my head that says kill me and I walk out and somebody kills me, they still killed me. Even though I made it really, 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 really easy, they still did it. They're still the criminal, whether it was provoked or not. But just because someone dresses like a slut doesn't mean you have to rape them. That's retarded. That's retarded. But, you know, if you go out into the woods and you're wearing a suit of raw meat and a bear attacks you, you're a retard. It's not the bear's fucking fault. You're wearing food. Like, there are ethical lines, obviously, and it's fun to joke with it, but there are lines that we cross, there are lines we don't cross. And, you know, what is the news called? I'm not sure. Doesn't make sense. So you're gonna... No. Absolutely not. Because it's a beach. It's a beach. It's a place where you're supposed to be like that. Or a pool. People are not supposed to be like that doesn't happen. But the main thing about that is it's a beach. People wear bathing suits at the beach. Yes, some girls can wear a really skimpy like thing, but you know, like, situation matters, place matters. But just because a 14-year-old plays an M-rated game doesn't mean she's asking. Exactly, she's not. She's not, and it's her right to say no. If you're, and this goes to anyone, if you're getting unwanted, flirtatious, or sexual, or borderline criminal messages online that are unwarranted, that are unwanted, and you've made the other party know that they are unwanted and unwarranted and undesired, it is your responsibility to tell the offensive party to stop. Should they not cease, then you must appease to a higher power, go to the police, do what you can whatsoever. But don't think that you can just walk around like, you know, people are animals. It's not so cut and dry. Like, I believe that anyone can wear whatever they want so long as it doesn't break any, like, nudity or indecency laws in that area. For sure. For sure. You know, wear whatever you want. But, you know, if I go out into the street and I'm wearing a shirt that says, like, I don't know, some, like, pro-Nazi shit or something, or some derogative message, and no one punches me, like, don't think you're invincible. Damn, yeah, it's bad, crazy, it's everywhere. But, like, Eva's right. We are getting off topic. It's a lot of fun to talk about these topics for sure, and talk about how all this stuff can get there. But at the core of the issue, like, whether at the core of it, I just want the scamming to stop. If it won't stop at our level, then we have to report him to Cyberstep for just bad player misconduct, or, like, you know, just say, what can we do? Like, ask Cyberstep, is there anything we can do about someone who's doing this? If the answer is yes, then yes. If no, then we ask why. You know, like, on one hand, yes, I want the scamming to stop. On the other hand, do I approve of all the bullying and stuff that happens online? No. Can I stop all the bullying in the world? No. Can I stop one scammer? Yes. Thanks, though. Ah. But yeah, we can't lose the issue. The main issue, and I do agree with Gear on this, that we should go at things one at a time, is we gotta stop the scamming now. Because what that's gonna do is it's gonna set a precedent. Because if you look at all the people that are coming out and they are, you know, boycotting this practice, they are fighting it, and, you know, let's say we beat this one. When we beat this one, another one happens later. Well, we're gonna know what to do. You know? If I didn't stand up, who was? Before it was just Elohim doing this on his own. And now, there's 20, 30 people, there's tons of people doing this. Some people are anonymous, but they're doing it. But, you know, it's one problem. We gotta crush one bug at a time. We ain't got no steamroller to roll over the ant's nest. Yeah, Elohim, yeah. He plays in this game. Yeah. But I get the validity of what you're saying about, like, stopping the bullies too. I do. But right now, I'm going to focus on this one particular issue. Should bullying get out of hand, then yes, you know, let me know about it. We'll see what we can do about it. We'll report a guy. Do I think every single person who bullies someone in this game is warranted a whole video telling them to fuck off? Maybe, but they're not going to see it. Like, stuff like that kind of stuff is on an interpersonal level. It's not on the same scale as to where this guy is ripping off every single new person that walks in here. Like, you want to recap? Okay, so for about 30 minutes we talked about ethics and victims and bad things, but the main thing is you're reporting under feedback and requests? Okay. But the main thing is we know who the guy is who's scamming people. We're putting up counter stalls. We're flooding the market with the same items he's selling for less. We're going to be doing so with Night Skies as well. You know, whatever he's going to focus in for his dealings, we're going to fight against it economically, and we're going to raise awareness for new players so that they don't fall into these traps. That's basically the recap. Like, I crashed earlier, so it's like 2 videos in a row. Is there any Echigo days people in here? Eva wasn't here during the Echigo days. She came in March after we got Kusatsu. Echigo days was a whole different basket. Those were fun. Echigo days were fun. Everything would be fine until people just started barking for 3 hours. Yeah. Hopefully this doesn't crash my game. I don't think so. She had a different name back then, but I only met her when we were going to go to Oshu. Like, right before Oshu came out, that's when we met. So, I don't think she was a big Echigo back then. You uploaded Lara's bloopers to Dark Souls 3? Cool. Fuck.